Hello gamers, it's Lord Psycho OG here, and today we're going to be talking about the new Blackout Black Ops update that just dropped on November 6th. They had a lot of cool things that were brought to this update that I'm excited to share with you guys. Everything from zombies to Blackout to multiplayer, things that you guys should know. So I'm going to inform you guys on everything that was released in the patch notes. We're going to go over the patch notes together, so that way you guys have the newest information out right now to help you guys be the best Blackout player or Black Ops player that you guys can be. Going right into the first thing that they adjusted here is the Blackout mode. So they did a couple things. One is they added 100 player quads were added to the featured playlist. So now you guys can drop in and play against 100 players in Blackout, something that most of us are familiar with if we're coming from PUBG or Fortnite. They added the Blight Father to all playlists, and the Blight Father, if some of you don't know, is from a previous Black Ops Zombie game here, and he was a big boss. He's in mainly in zombies, and he is now going to be on the graveyard that is south of Asylum. So if any of you guys want to go and fight the Blight Father in that little graveyard, you guys can go do that. It's going to be a hard mission to do, but it does say that you guys are going to be rewarded really nicely for taking down the Blight Father. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool new little aspect that they're adding to the Blackout mode. And then maximum players in solo and duos playlist is changed to 88. So I'm guessing they found something about the 100 players that they didn't really like, or maybe it was affecting the game type, so they dropped it down to 88, kind of like how we had it in the beta. And that way those are the two new changes that have come to solos and duos. Now moving on into the character missions, we all know that there's different characters that you can unlock by picking up different things in the Blackout mode. And so what they did was they took the zombies chaos storyline characters, and they're now available in Blackout mode. So you have Bruno, Diego, Scarlet, and Shaw. These are four new new characters that you can unlock to play as in Blackout mode. And they also increased the drop rates of the character mission items themselves, such as the Burning Doll, Ching's Notes, the poker chips. All those character mission items are now going to be more prevalent throughout the Black Ops map. So you'll find them a lot more in crates, a lot more on dead bodies, or a lot more throughout the map in general. So this is going to kind of make another fun little challenge added onto the fact of trying to win Blackout. Now you guys are going to have more of an incentive to pick up those different types of character items and try to achieve them, because you're going to be seeing them more. They also did a couple adjustments to Blackout guns themselves. So first we're going to talk about submachine guns. Now submachine guns, they increase the muzzle velocity of all SMGs to provide more consistent gunfights when in SMG range, along with ensuring that SMGs perform as expected in their intended power band when compared to assault rifles and Blackout. So this is kind of an overarching thing that they did to submachine guns, all of them. And then specifically the Spitfire, they reduced the recoil of the Spitfire in Blackout only. This isn't in multiplayers. They reduced the recoil of the Spitfire and Blackout. So for those of you who are kind of hesitant to pick up the Spitfire, give it a shot post November 6th and see how that reduced recoil is able to kind of change your mind, and see if you like it, because that gun does have a crazy fire rate. That was all they did specifically for the submachine guns. Moving on to the assault rifles, the Rampart 17, which is a 7.62 gun. This is a beast gun, got reduced ADS sway and reduced recoil. That is huge right there. Reduced recoil for the Rampart, which shoots a 7.62, was a freaking killer buff. So check out that Rampart 17. Pick that thing up when you guys see it. That's what they did for assault rifles. For tactical rifles, the Auger DMR, they increased the recenter speed. They slowed down, well, initially they say that they slowed down the recenter due to high performance in the Blackout beta, but they've seen that people are not really picking up the Auger DMR as much because of the fact that it has so much kick. So they're bringing that recenter speed back down, so when you shoot, that reticle is going to come back to the center a lot faster than it did previously. So that's pretty cool. They slightly increased the muzzle velocity, so this should make for more predictable shots when firing at a moving target within the Auger's intended ranges. So this is going to help you when you're leading a target. Say if he's moving across from you and you're trying to shoot them, this is going to help when it comes to predicting those shots. Or if anybody's in cars or anything like that where the character is in increased movement, this is going to help you with the Auger DMR. They also did something to the Swordfish, tighten the spread pattern. Everyone knows that this gun is a beast at short to medium range, but at long range, that burst starts to spread out a little bit too much. So this should allow you to hit more shots at range with the Swordfish. Moving on to the light machine guns, they did a couple things to the light machine guns here. I believe they did it to all of them. The Titan, the VCAM, and the 750. They all got increased recenter speed and reduced recenter pattern offsets. So once again, this is kind of similar to what they did to the auger. That reticle is going to come back to the center, and then they allowed for more predictable recoil on the Titan, the VKM, and the VKM 750 and the Hades. So if you guys run across any of those in Blackout, pick them up. Those things have gotten buffed, and try to give them another shot after this update and see how you like it. And the big one, equipment only, Blackout only. The 9-bang has been removed from Blackout, and it says while we evaluate its place in the gameplay loop. So that can be open for interpretation. You don't know if they're going to bring it back. Maybe they may make it not as powerful, or maybe they may add a counter, but right now 9-bang is removed from Blackout. But the cool thing is that concussion grenades can now be thrown farther, and you can now stack them the same way that you could stack 9-bangs. So that's kind of really cool. So now instead of the double stack 9-bang, you're able to stack concussion grenades, which is great. It adds another slot that you can put a perk in there, or a cluster grenade, or whatever you like. So that's going to be everything for Blackout. Now moving on to the multiplayer, they did a couple playlist updates. As always, they have those featured gameplays, and so now they added tactical mosh pit to the featured playlist, which is a 3v3 TDM, kill confirmed, and search and destroy. It's a mixture of those 3 game modes mashed in there. They also added mercenary chaos mosh pit to the featured category. This means it's 6v6 TDM, domination, kill confirmed, and hardpoint. No parties allowed. So if you're you don't like playing against parties of 6, parties of 5, jump into the mercenary chaos mosh pit, where you're going to be playing with a bunch of single players, and this is just going to kind of help for a more level playing field, because you're not playing against people who are teamed up already. They also added mercenary hardcore mosh pit, which is basically the same thing: hardcore TDM, domination, and kill confirm, no parties allowed. So it's the same thing, but it's just with hardcore mode. And they also have gun game and control are now in the featured category. Those are two loved game modes that most of us have enjoyed in previous games. I love gun game. And then they did some things to the gameplay. So they resolved an exploit in Search and Destroy, where players could change classes after the start of the round to regain score streak progress from the previous round before death. So if any of you guys played Search and Destroy, this was a big issue with people who were streaking. So they resolved that exploit. They resolved an issue in Heist where navigating the buy menu with the D-pad could display the description for the previously highlighted items, so just making it an overall better selection process for Heist. And then they resolved an issue where meleeing friendly razor wire in hardcore game modes would damage players, potentially causing the player who placed a razor wire to be kicked for friendly fire. Once again, they're still doing a lot of things to this razor wire and trying to make that hardcore mode better. And then miscellaneous, it says, has corrected the description for fast reflexes challenge to inform players of requirement to get 5 EKIA in a game shortly after switching weapons with dexterity, overkill, and laser sight. Now moving on to zombies. Zombies is another mode that everyone loves playing, so they did a couple things in the recent patch to this. Zombies. So zombies stability. They resolve 2 specific crashes for the 9 main quest. They resolve a crash related to the banner challenges in 9. And they also resolved the crash that occurred when the shield broke while the player had the Victorious Tortoise perk active. So they made things more stable on that regard. In terms of gameplay, they resolved an issue where players could end up in a permanently down state if they are revived as a self-revive is being completed. So if any of you guys have ever done that when someone's self-reviving, you know that that's pretty frustrating. Also, they resolved an issue where picking up the max ammo power-up while Bandolier is active did not give additional ammo if the weapon was at its normal max ammo capacity. So they're just doing things to make everything kind of more enjoyable, as you see with the gameplay and with the stability. You know what I mean? We don't want any crashes going on, and we also just want to have better gameplay overall. So they're listening to you guys, they're listening to feedback, and they're doing that. And then miscellaneous updates. They resolved a couple UI issues, resolved players who could equip talismans in local play. They changed after state elixir description to reflect its 5-minute duration, and they changed arsenal accelerator elixir description to reflect its 2-minute durations. They also did plenty of general changes as well, and you guys can look those up in the Reddit notes that I'm going to post in my description below. But those are the main things that happened in this recent November 6th update. Everything was done per game mode, Blackout, zombies, and multiplayer. And I think you know, Treyarch is doing an amazing job at listening to the community and kind of being fast at reacting and putting out these updates. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of Treyarch and how they listen to their community. Do you like it? Do you wish that they would engage with you guys more? Or do you think that they're doing just a great job right now? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're always putting out new content for you guys. We hope that this guys makes you guys more informed about Black Ops 4 and each of the modes in them, and helps you guys be a better FPS shooter. That is all for today, gamers. We hope you guys have a nice day. Happy gaming.